Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next session of From Nothing, Lorna's story. We're going to pick up right where we left off, right after the party has dealt with an assassination attempt, talked with one of the assassins, and swayed them over to Lorna's side, at least temporarily. So, we pick up in the sleeper car in the early morning aboard the Silver Express. So, Lorna, your team is in the process of cleaning up. Bodies are being tossed out the windows. What do you do?
She, I think she would finish, wipe her brow of sweat, after having pressed eat all the blood stains out of the carpet of the tram. And I think she would kind of flop down in a seat in the sleeper car near wherever the forged, Terrence Caraway is sitting. And I think she'd look at him for a moment and then say, "You recommended that we should stop traveling with our names that we're known by because we were easy to find that way.
Terrence nods.
You should probably change your name too when you get to the Marigard."
I've been considering that. I think you're right. I don't know to what yet, but I'm weighing my options.
I spent a long time on my way to the Marigard thinking about what name I wanted to go by. One that I was okay with being my new identity for the rest of my life. It was hard. I guess it'd be like naming a child, except it's you. But at least you're picking something you know you'll like, right?
Probably. At least that's the hope.
So that's the hope. I'm actually, while you're thinking of that, I'm also taking your advice into consideration because I think it's not a bad idea for the rest of us, my team, to have something to toss out when we're just making a reservation or something like that. Of course, most of the time we look the way that we do, and that draws some attention regardless, but at least there's no paper trail if we change our names.
I also have the advantage of if I can find an artificer, I can change how I look.
Well, you're in luck. They've got a very talented artificer instructor at the Marigard.
I've heard that.
Her name's Widget? I don't think I've... No, I have personally met her, but only once. She was busy.
Well, maybe we can work together when I get there.
Are you an artificer?
No, but I tinker.
Okay, what are your strengths? Maybe I can kind of foresee who you'll be dealing with most.
He looks at you, and then looks at the rest of the team. I'm one of the specialists that... Well, with the workshop, it was my job to disarm magical defenses.
That sounds a lot like an artificer.
I don't have the knack. I can't look at an object and just know if it's magic. But I know my way around an arcane rune or two, and Banasite fascinates me. I've always been interested in arcanics. I've just not had the luck.
Maybe luck's changing for you.
Maybe.
So, if you had some Banasite right now, what could you do with it?
Well, I could make some more of these. And he holds up a small, round... It's like made of brass. And you realize that you didn't find it on his person because it dispenses from a receptacle in the side of his abdomen. And as he holds it up, you see that there is some very fine Banasite wiring. that runs around the edges of it. And he just hands that to you.
What does it do? She, like, looks it over in her hands.
You push that button, and it will dispel any lesser magic in a small radius around it.
What by lesser? What level would you say?
Every time, third or lower, with a chance to fail, fourth.
Okay. That is useful. How much do you think this would cost?
Well, that only works within a short time of taking it out of my body, because I charge it. So, if you can swindle someone, you might be able to sell them on maybe 100 gold for that, but...
Oh, I see. I was thinking more like, how much Benacite do you, like, the cost it would take for you to make more of these?
Oh, each one of those is about... It's not a lot. It's just enough to press into the little filaments there, so about 15 gold.
Oh. She'll hand it back to him, but she'll also take out her bag of holding and sift through it for a moment. Let's see. How much of this do I have left?
I realize that I owe my life to you, but you're awfully trusting.
Well,
Considering.
you were in the, the zone of truth. I know you don't mean me any harm. It was never personal with you.
He just... Like, it's hard to read his face, but it seems like what you're saying is alien to him as he's looking at the opposite bench in the sleeper car.
I feel like you get what you give or what you put out in the world. And she, with saying that, she will say, aha, and pull out a smaller bag from her bag of holding. And she'll weigh it, pour some Banacite out into her palm, and hand it over to him. It's 50 gold pieces worth.
What's this for?
You could use it.
Yeah, I can. You're just giving it to me.
Yeah. You get what you give.
He seems mystified, but he takes it from you. He doesn't seem to know what to say. Eventually he does pull out a small pouch.
I helped someone get into the Marigard before, and I feel like if I were in a position where I needed help, I would hope that somebody would help me. And if I'm not willing to do that for other people, why would they be willing to do it for me?
That's kind of you.
It's just what makes sense to me.
He puts the Banacite away and is looking at you like he's trying to study you, like he's insight checking you.
Sure.
What does he get on an 18?
It's pretty good. She walls are down, you know. She's not trying to prove anything to him, or she's not trying to defend herself from his perception because she doesn't feel threatened by him, or that she needs to feel threatened by him anymore. She looks like she means what she's saying, and for what it's worth, she has a symbol of Luminos very prominently on her skin, if that helps him understand her motivations better.
He doesn't seem to recognize the symbol. But he does seem... I don't know if impressed is the right word. Definitely surprised. And there is a glimmer of something that you imagine has not been on his horizon in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a glimmer of hope.
She will not address that kind of vulnerability that she notices, but rather she'll say, out of my team, whose skill set do you think you're closest to? I'm trying to gauge which instructor you might be working with the most.
The little purple tiefling.
Lorna looks delighted. Oh, so you'll be working with Maxwell, maybe.
You see his mechanical brow raises, and he says, Maxwell White?
Yeah, that's all we've heard of him.
I know that name.
He's impressive. And scary. But
He
I have it
gets
on good
around.
authority. If you are one of his students, he takes your education very seriously. And he cares.
You see he swallows a little bit. Like, he doesn't actually need to swallow, but there is definitely, like, a...
Mm-hmm. It's habit.
Yeah, there is a
Physiological.
semblance of... Maybe that hope has been tempered a little by a bit of dread.
Well, so is Skolna in the car?
No, well, she's not in your immediate area.
Uh-huh. Can she try to mimic that whistle that Tierre did that got her attention before?
The one where Skolna wanted to kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try.
She will try to mimic the sound and then kind of put a trill on the end, like more of like a playful sound.
Roll a performance.
Okay, I'm using my dice. Real human dice. The
Okay.
audience can't see it, but I'm doing it. You said performance?
Yes.
That's a +5. 16 plus 5 is 21.
Okay. You blow this whistle with a hint of a trill on the end of it. And there's a moment's pause where down the car you hear Tierre say, What? No! I know I messed up. I'm sorry.
She's like, now everyone knows the sound.
Skolna appears in the entrance to your car.
Hey.
She doesn't look happy, but she's looking at you.
We'll figure out a new one.
She blinks and she says, It was for emergencies only.
Well, see, I didn't know that. But the new one will definitely be for emergencies only. She looks contrite.
What?
Oh. She'll glance at Terrence and she'll say, so he might be working with Maxwell when he gets to the Marigard.
Skolna looks at Terrence.
And he's a little nervous after I told him that. Do you think you have any words of wisdom to pass on to this guy about working with Maxwell?
Skolna tilts her head and thinks for a moment. Then she looks at you and she says, Is this a Cassandra again?
I feel like it's a little different. But it's similar to it's similar, but it's different because I feel like their skill sets are different.
Skolna folds her arms across her chest. When you don't say anything further, she leans her head back and looks at Terrence. Take it serious. And Terrence, who's looking at Skolna and then back to you, he says, Well, I would. But you've worked with Maxwell White before. Skolna nods. And Terrence looks back at you and then back to Skolna. Is it true that he... And before he can finish anything, Skolna just shrugs and says, he didn't tell us any stories. I don't know. And Terrence looks a little...
Seems like he separates his legacy from his teaching.
Terrence looks a little disappointed, but mollified. And he just nods. After which Skolna says, "You look tall for a rogue."
He does.
Terrence nods. I don't sneak very well, but I am quite good at talking my way through problems. And what I can't talk through, I can usually disable. Skolna shrugs, and then she would say, "Not my skill set."
No, that's a kind of rogue I'm not really familiar with, but it's interesting. Oh, Skolna, before you go, can you tell everybody if and when you see them to start thinking of like a fake name that we can use when we're traveling?
Skolna blinks for each of us.
It was his advice. Yeah, just something that we can toss on a list if, we're registering for... She kind of gestures broadly. A tram ride.
Call me Violet.
Okay. It's a good pick.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go now?
Yes.
And she does. Without wasting a moment.
She's one of Maxwell's favorites.
She seems short. No, well, literally, yes, but also just few words.
She says what she needs to.
Lilith pops her head into the car and she says, "What's this about a name?"
We need just something that we can toss out if we need to, when we're registering for something or putting our names down for a reservation. Terrence told us that we're easy to track because of that.
Oh, yeah? Well, what's a good name that would be hard to track? And Terrence looks at Lilith. Not yours.
Yeah.
And Lilith like...
What about something Kieran?
What?
Or Tiresian. Tiresian? Would that be?
Are you talking about, like, Fortiras?
Yeah, just something that's, evokes that kind of, I don't know. She into, frosty stuff?
She pulls open the canticles. And
Yeah,
she begins, skimming through them. Teolethas. Nope.
Oof, that's a nickname? Shorter version of that?
Dilithori. No, these are ancient. I will die before someone calls me Dilly.
I mean, you can think about it.
Can I recommend, if you change your group name, it should be something simple, like the Brigade.
The whole point of having a group name is being known by that group name.
Yeah, which means you're easy to find. I had no trouble.
So it was the group name that was the problem, not just individual names.
Both.
Ooh, Lorna had been shuffling through her bag, her bag of holding, and she'll look at Lilith. You gave me those Frost Blossom meads, the ones that you won in that judging contest. You should go by Blossom.
All right. That works.
Plus, Scolding went by Violet, so maybe we'll do like a whole flower thing.
You would like
Team
that,
name could be
wouldn't you?
Flower Power.
Lilith leaves. She just looks at
It looks
you
like
and
she's
then
having
just
a great
goes up
time.
the hall. She does not say anything else.
Oh, Lorna writes down in her journal, Lilith is Blossom? What should my name be? Mm. What is the flower that Skolna gave Tier, like snuck into his bag that he's been wearing in his hair? Is it a lily?
It was a tulip.
Okay. She'll write that down for Tier. He doesn't get to pick.
Okay. Eventually,
I know,
like,
I'm thinking.
the cleaning slows, and Nore plops into the car with you and Terrence. She looks at Terrence, gives a nod, and then opens her songbook, and, like, is immediately already writing with a pen.
Hey.
Hey.
Everything cleaned up out there? We're good?
I don't know if everything's cleaned up, but I've done everything I'm gonna do.
That's entirely valid. What's your favorite flower?
Nore, like, pauses and looks up at you. Why?
I'm picking new names for when we need to just throw like an alias out there. And I've chosen flowers as the theme. Tier is going to be tulip.
Nore looks at you for a long moment. Nice. I'm a fan of snowdrops.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, your snowdrop. What do you think Anscombe should be?
A big and gentle fellow like him should be a primrose.
I like that. Primrose. Maybe Lily is too on the nose because that's Lily's name. Well, it's one of Lily's names.
That's the voice in her head.
Don't tell him that. He doesn't need to know that.
Voice in your head?
It's a really long story, but I am a very layered individual with many voices in my head.
Have you been to a physiker or a cleric about it?
Yes, there's no cure. Alas. She doesn't elaborate further.
He's like waiting for you to continue, and then you don't. Eventually, Anscombe comes into the room and sits down next to Terrence and opposite, well, you and Nore.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all cleaned up.
Good. Do you have a favorite flower before I give you one?
Anscombe looks at you, a little surprised. I don't know flowers very well. Camellias?
Is that a flower? Camellias?
I think so. They
I think
kind
it's
of grow.
camellia. On like a bush.
Yeah, they kind of grow in shrubs, you know. They just make the green look more interesting.
All right. She'll like shrug at Nore. He picked camellia.
Nore, who's
That's
like
your-
looking at the songbook, just goes, "Yeah."
All right. Tier's the only one who doesn't get to pick.
Get to pick what?
Those are our new aliases for when we need to write stuff down.
Oh.
What, do you want to have a different flower you want to pick? It has to be a flower.
Why
We've got
does
a
it
theme
have to
going.
be a flower?
Because I said so and I'm the team captain. Do you remember when I picked the name for you on our first mission and it got me stabbed because I didn't tell you in advance that I picked it for you?
Yeah, I do.
You remember what name that was?
No, I don't.
It was Gus.
Gus.
I think Camellia is an improvement.
He, like, looks at Norre, who looks up from her songbook, and Anscombe just says, "Mutiny?"
No, I let her pick her name.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She's Snowdrop.
Ugh.
Listen, Tierra's Tulip, so you'll be fine.
Can we shorten, just call me Cam? Does that work?
Oh, okay, we'll call you Cam. That's acceptable. Lorna will run the roster by him so that he is aware of who is who if the need ever arises. And she'll do that with the rest of her party as well.
Okay.
She'll also clarify that their team name in, when not using the Nightingales, their faux team name is Flower Power.
I see.
She looks delighted as she relays this information to him.
Yeah. You're lucky you're cute when you're excited.
Also, I picked Rose for me because Marigard.
I see. Why not Lily?
Lorna just kind of throws her hands in the air because it would be too confusing if I was Lily and she was Lily.
The voice in your head.
Yes.
Does she come up
Is
in
that
conversation often? Yeah, he's Terrence.
Yes, literally all the time. She's half of my wherewithal.
Okay.
She's very wise, though. If you
Would
have any
you-
deep questions.
Would you happen to be a warlock?
Yes.
And Lily's your patron?
No.
Okay. And Anscombe just pulls up a hand and says, "Let it go." Terrence just... Alright. Eventually...
Sorry, keep going.
Eventually, Tier appears in the door and he says, "Alright."
Tulip.
What?
Your tulip now.
Sure, whatever. The car's all clean.
Great.
Have you seen Skulna?
Not since I whistled her in here.
Yeah, about that.
You're gonna have to work something out with her about that.
Thanks for that.
You're the one who did it.
Right, I did, and I regret it. Did you know Skulna's the sort who can hold a grudge?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I knew that too. For some reason, it seems as though I was struck with amnesia and forgot about it. So,
Listen, I think she forgave you.
one can hope.
So why are you looking for Skolna?
I was gonna tell her that we're done.
Yeah, I'll help you find her. She'll get up, uninvited, and step out the door with him.
Tier immediately, turns and looks up the car one way. What's this about a name?
We're picking names, the aliases. Terrence said, good idea. Harder to track. Your tulip. Like the flower in your hair.
Alright.
You're the one with the least amount of bitching. I really appreciate that.
I mean, it makes sense.
And they're pretty.
Yeah, they are.
Plus, Skolna kicked it off by picking Violet.
Ah. Though, was that about flower or color? Because she is Violet.
Doesn't matter. I guess we could have been colors, too.
Right.
It's too late, I like flowers.
I think you were just looking for the excuse to use flowers.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Are they
that
alone?
about your old name? Yeah, you're just out in the hall with him and with
Yeah.
Tier.
Yeah. Yes, my original name was Dahlia. Yes. So how did your night go last night?
What do you mean?
Really? What do I mean?
Lorna, what do you want? I mean,
I'm just wondering if everything's all right. Things went well.
Tier looks like he's uncertain.
Oh.
He eventually says, I like to hope that it went well.
I mean, so I was asleep in like a dream state when the fight started. How did the interruption happen?
Well, I
Did it
mean,
kind of ruin everything?
no. We were trying to sleep when, well, everything went to shit. I don't know if, well, I do know that Skolna was new to the experience. What I don't know, what I'm not sure of, is if it was a good idea. I feel like she hasn't let herself be vulnerable before.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it was emotional.
She kind of quirks a brow.
Look, I mean, I trust you, and I know Skolna trusts you, but there are things that are personal, right? Like,
Yes, of course.
I just worry that Skolna might have felt like it was something I wanted her to do.
I mean, I figured from what I heard, there was some pretty enthusiastic participation.
Yeah, there was. I'm just saying, right now, I'm uncertain.
Mm-hmm.
I think she had a good time. I hope she had a good time. And she was definitely enthusiastic, but there were moments where it was clear she's had a hard life.
Yeah.
And that goes beyond just starving. You catch my meaning?
Can she insight check just to make sure she does?
Yeah, you can roll an insight check.
Insight. 7 plus 11 is 18.
Tierra is trying to insinuate that Skolna was a victim of SA.
Oh. Yes, Lorna looks very empathetic and saddened when she kind of catches his meaning. Oh. I can see how this would be complicated.
Yeah, there was definitely enthusiasm, but there were also some hiccups.
Sure. You don't need to say any more about it.
I'm glad. That being said, I think this, well, not this train. I think our group has been very healing for her.
I hope so.
I think she's very careful about who she lets close and how. I also think, she thinks the world of you. You know that?
Lorna looks so touched. You think so?
Yeah, I do. As soon as we found out that your sleeper car was in danger, I couldn't have stopped her if I wanted to. Nothing could have.
I think Laura kind of like rubs her eyes. She's like one of my favorite people in the whole world, so.
She sees you as a sister.
Oh. Sort of rubs her eyes harder. Yeah, I feel the same way.
I think you're prioritizing this deal with you know who.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really changed how she feels about, well, everything. And I say that because when you came out of that car and you were whole, I saw something on Scholar that I'd not seen before. A real, genuine smile.
You mean when I woke up from the dream?
Yeah, when you popped out in the hallway, Skolna was down at the other end. I don't know if you could see her or not.
But you could.
I could. I saw it clear as day. Don't tell her I said that, though.
I promise I won't. On that note, we've got a fucker to kill.
We do. Now, I do actually want to find her, though.
Yeah. Try that whistle. I hear she comes pretty quick.
She's gonna kill us.
I won't use it again. We're gonna have to think of one that we're all privy to. Why did you use it in the first place if you knew it was for emergencies?
When she said that she would stab me if it wasn't important, I thought she was kidding, and I was wrong.
That was stupid of you. Go find her.
Right.
We've only got a day and some change left to actually enjoy ourselves. Then there's probably not going to be another assassination attempt.
Maybe you could see if Terrence knew about another one.
I asked him about other groups working toward us, and he basically just threw out everybody. You know, Seventh Trellis, Red Ledger.
Great.
Yeah, it's pretty much an open contract at this point. So I doubt that he would know what the other groups are doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. I'll see if I can track down Violet.
Violet. Thank you, Tulip.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll, before he leaves, she'll run through everybody, the whole roster, so he knows exactly who's who.
Cam and Rose?
Yeah. They're cute, right?
Adorable. And
That's flower power.
Okay. And he just turns and he starts looking down the aisle, leaving you to your devices.
She has no particular plans after this.
Behind you, Burke says, "Do I need to change my name as well?"
I don't think so. The intel that our public enemy has does not include you.
That is a relief. I'm going to go get some more sleep.
That is smart. We had a terrible wake-up call.
I am glad that all of you are whole.
And thank you for helping.
I did as little as I could while remaining neutral.
I understand.
It is not personal.
I truly understand.
He nods, and he leaves the sleeper car.
Lorna will spend the rest of her time, unless thusly interrupted, bonding with her egg and trying to enjoy the rest of her trip.
Okay. Bonding with your egg.
Summit! I've got a number counter on egg points.
Yep. How do you bond with your egg? Give me the device upon which you do this.
She will, if she's working on spell work, she will speak out loud. She will, if she's reading for leisure or pleasure, she will read out loud. You know, because what she can do with an egg, it has to be pretty much auditory and just close proximity. She'll just keep it near music, if Nori's playing music, you know, that kind of thing. Just
Sure.
so it has exposure to nice things and her voice.
Roll me a persuasion and a animal handling check.
The first roll is persuasion, which is a 22.
Okay.
And animal handling. Ooh, I rolled a 19 plus 3 is 22. Also a 22.
Okay. Increase the numerical value of what you're at by 28.
Ooh, okay, so 72 plus 28. Is that 100?
It is.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm at a flat 100 right now.
Okay. It does not hatch yet,
Gotcha.
but it is at 100. You notice over time, as you are spending time with your egg, there is this, especially since you have the cooling material keeping it nice and chill, there is the constant rhythm of a heartbeat that seems to just... It's very subtle, but it emanates from the egg. And when everything is quiet, or you are just paying attention solely to it, you do pick up that heartbeat. It's just... When you are speaking to it, it seems as though the rhythm of the heartbeat almost matches the cadence of your voice.
Mm-hmm.
There is not much else going on during your tram ride.
That's nice.
You eat plenty of good food. You have the beautiful views of going through, well, the marches and then the wastes and then the edges of the Rimwood and then the checkpoints that lead straight up to Augur City. It is in the early afternoon, about 1 o'clock, that the Silver Express passes through the northern gates, and you have arrived within Augur City.
Despite all odds, guys, we made it.
I'm not gonna lie, that was the most pleasant travel for 3 days I think I've ever had.
And there was an assassination attempt in the middle of it, which really speaks for our ability to relax.
It really does. The tram is like slowly filtered through by the conductors, and you and your allies are all returned your weapons as you, well, those of you who did give up weapons, as you depart the tram. And then you find yourself in Augur City proper. As you have arrived in Augur City, you are let out in the middle of the plaza, right in the center of Augur City. Hold on a minute. What happened to my map of Augur City? Where did it go?
I see the splash.
A moment. And activate?
Yep.
Okay. So, right in the center between Windstar and the Old District, the open plaza that you step out into is full and busy. It's the afternoon, which means that Augur City is a bustle. Carts and carriages and people make their way all across the very densely built cobblestones. There is the resounding echo of business. And give me an insight check.
Okay. 14.
There is a tension about Augur City that was not here last you were here.
Is she getting the vibe that it's wartime based? Are there escalation of tension there? Or is it something else?
With a 14, it's a quiet tension. You're not sure if it's about the war or not. You don't see like soldiers marching up and down the streets. You see the normal amount of guards and such. It is, well, silent. The people that are milling about on the streets are not having the day-to-day conversations you might expect them to have. People seem as though they are trying to do their business as quickly as they can.
Lorna, noticing that there's something off, but not really being able to pinpoint it, she would nudge Tear and say, am I getting a weird vibe? Or do you feel it too?
He looks around. Nope, that's a weird vibe.
We should be careful, I'm assuming, if everybody else feels like they should be.
I don't know. Feels like everyone's on eggshells.
Maybe something happened while we were away.
Maybe. Right, what's first?
We're going straight to the Arcanium.
Yeah, Terrence, like behind you, says, we're sending me on my way.
Yes, we're gonna go straight there, and we're gonna keep our eyes peeled on the way there.
So the Arcanium is like right across the plaza from the station. It is not hard to find it. It's
excellent,
right in front of you. So you head to the Arcanium. Roll me a D100.
Sure. 87.
87. Okay. As you head up to the Arcanium, you kind of get the sense you're being watched, but it's hard to tell if that's about the city being tense or if it's something else. You're not sure.
Great.
That being said, you enter the Arcanium. There are a few people milling about inside the Arcanium, people heading to the library or from. And as you enter, the man at the counter speaks up and says, "Welcome to the Augur City Arcanium. How may we be of service?"
We'll be using your teleportation service shortly. I just need to check with my companion. Confirm our details, if you don't mind.
Very well. Please stand aside the counter so as not to encroach the line.
She will do so, and she'll look at Terrence as she pulls out a piece of transcription paper, and she'll say, "Do you have a name?"
I think so.
Because I'm gonna let them know in advance when you step through here.
I see. So you need it right now?
I can put it in, like, working parentheses if you'd like. Or I can send them your real name. If you're not ready to commit.
No, it's alright. I just feel a little foolish, you know?
She'll, like, point at Tyr and be like, his name's Tulip. Whatever you pick is fine.
Right, but you chose that for him. I
know,
there.
It's hilarious. It's so hilarious.
He shrugs. What was the name of the... No, that doesn't work. Okay. Yeah.
It could be an ideal that you're trying to strive for. I know that's very common with Forged.
No, it's fine. I'll just Cotter.
How do you spell that?
Cotter.
Is that a real word? This is pen. That sounds familiar.
Is it a real word?
A farm laborer
Yeah,
or tenant occupying a cottage. Cute. Okay. Got it. She will write on her transcription paper to Persh, ending the new potential recruit. He goes by Cotter. Likely a student of Maxwell's. And then she'll like skip a line and then say, the rest of us are headed to Malachor to kill a baron. Love, Lorna.
Okay.
Might as well keep him apprised to what we're doing.
Yeah. You send him that. Jesus. Okay.
Persh breaks out the Tylenol.
Yeah, basically. It takes a moment, but you receive a transcription paper back from Persh that basically says, we're prepared to receive Otter. I would ask why you're killing a baron, but any information that I might have might incriminate me.
It's correct.
If I don't hear from you in a week, I will assume you have failed and are dead. Persh.
Or it's like, oh, Persh. So she will look at Cotter and say, when you go to teleport, you need to use the passphrase, look to the rose and stand your ground.
Look to the rose and stand your ground.
That's right.
Okay.
And remember, I'm Rose.
I see.
Thought I was
if
funny.
There's a way that, like, a forged face can look tired, it does. Do I just do that now? I've not used these before.
She'll kind of put her hand on his back and lead him back to the counter.
The concierge looks up and says, are you finished with your business?
That's right. We need a teleportation to the Marigard.
An off-Arcanium teleport. Do you have a passphrase?
She'll look at Cotter.
Cotter nods and looks at the concierge. Look to the rose and stand your ground. The concierge writes it down. You've never done this before, I don't believe.
It's for emergencies.
Yeah.
So it's
You watch as the concierge writes that sentence down in a ledger. He looks up at Cotter and he shows the ledger to him and he says, please sign here. You watch as Cotter takes the pen and looks at the ledger next to the passphrase. And he writes down Cotter. And the instant he does, all of the writing burns and flashes away in pink smoke. As soon as it's gone, the concierge turns the ledger back towards himself, and he gestures behind your group and says, the teleportation circle is ready. Only the signing transports can use it. Cotter.
Lorna will look at him and stick out her hand to shake his.
He shakes yours and he says,
I hope I see you around.
I hope so too. Thank you.
Of course.
And safe travels.
Good luck.
He looks to the rest of your group. Flower powder.
Yeah.
And then he goes and steps into the teleportation circle. You watch as he turns around and like looks at your group, and he opens his mouth to say something else and teleports and is gone.
Ooh, he's gonna feel so sick on the other side.
Can Forged get sick?
They're people. They're souls in forged bodies.
Right, but are they like, what do they throw up?
I imagine if they eat, they can feel sick. Maybe they can't throw up, but
Is it just like grease and cogs and stuff?
they probably don't actually throw up. They just feel nauseous.
Ugh. That would be awful to feel like you
Yeah.
had to throw up but couldn't.
And then you couldn't? Yeah. Yeah. Poor guy. I should have warned him.
As the archway to the teleportation room closes magically, like just blocks rebuilding themselves until it's a perfect wall, once again, the concierge behind you says, "Will there be any other services at the Arcanium today?"
Yes, please. We'd like to access the library.
As you wish. Please sign the ledger for when you are entering. And he turns a page.
Lorna will use their actual names because she figures that
You
the
don't
master
lie in the
can't-
Arcanium?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The figures the master can't like usurp this kind of info to see where she's going.
Okay. As you and your team sign their names on the ledger, the library archway like opens. And the concierge just bids you a good day.
I will enter. As soon as she steps through, she's gonna think outwardly, Hushen, I have your money.
Okay.
Let's get this out of the way.
It's as though he doesn't even approach. He just is standing atop the rows of bookshelves near you. And as he looks down, you just hear in your mind, "Set it on a table."
She'll just drop the silver onto the table. Could you perhaps point us to books on weaknesses of vampires?
Are you hoping to use my services as a librarian?
Yes.
Very well. He bounds from the bookshelves and runs around the spiraling central, like, massive bookshelf that's like a pillar. And as he does, he passes out of view, and then you hear, "Follow."
She will do so.
Is anyone else still not okay with the giant fox devil?
There has been so much worse in our day-to-day that this means nothing to me now.
The only thing that compares is the Hydra, because it was bigger.
What about those big tree guardians that broke our backs and
Yeah, but
necks
they
and
weren't going
spines?
to kill us. They literally didn't.
Yeah, but they could have.
They could have, and they really had the opportunity to. Anyway.
Lorna just pushes them along.
I'm walking. His voice, like, just echoing across the high walls inside the Arcanium. As you're walking through, Nora behind you says, "I will never, ever become accustomed to the smell of this place.
It smells like books, doesn't it?
It smells like books, aye, but it also just has a tinge of the hells.
Yeah,
And where I come
Comes with
from,
the
that's a
territory.
tinge you look for."
for bad news.
Eventually, you're, like, walking, and you see Hushen near one of the shelves. I'd like you to roll me a D100, please.
Sure. $84.
Okay. Hold on. All right. Hushen is inspecting, or at least it kind of looks like he's staring at a set of bookshelves. I require answers to help you with your query.
Sure.
You seek the weaknesses of vampires.
The ones that aren't so common. We know that they can't do sunlight. We know that radiant damage is effective, but like different vampire types have different weaknesses, presumably. I'm presuming.
Hushen turns.
I don't actually know.
I cannot specify from memory which books might have weaknesses or realities about vampires. But I can help you find tomes on them in general.
Sure. There isn't like some mortal translation of the Book of Nod, is there?
Hushen almost looks like... Annoyed is not the right word. Perhaps slightly aggravated. But he looks at the shelves and he says, if there is, it would be here.
Maybe I should set about transcribing a mortal version of the Book of Nod someday.
I wish you luck.
There's got to be a reason there isn't one, I suppose.
It cannot be read by one who is not a vampire.
Right, so maybe it could be paraphrased. Like dictated to a mortal.
Do
It's a
you
working
know
theory.
a vampire willing to dictate to you?
Maybe.
He does not seem to address that. But
sure.
a couple of books do begin to slide off the shelves. Roll me an investigation at advantage.
Okay. First roll is an 18. The second roll is 21 is my higher roll.
Okay, hold on. Okay. You are handed a book on the Crimson Hunger, a treatise of blood and will. The next book you are handed is called The Five Sorrows of Lentasuus. You then see a much more modern book, like much more recently written, and it is called The Night Courts of Call's Gate.
Oh. I was like, Call's Gate, that's to the north. That's not helpful.
You see another book that is kind of amusingly written. It is Fangs in the Fog, a field guide for travelers in Nosfidania.
Okay. That's promising. That's at least the right region. She'll start with the first two books. She will put the Call's Gate one at the bottom of the list just because it's the region isn't
Okay.
where they're going. Not that I won't have useful information, she's just prioritizing.
Okay, so you learn that this book was written by Arcturus Valoran, scholar of the Old Silver Collegium. You, based on, like, what the book seems to be establishing, the dates that it's written declare it to be from early silence, so around the year 3300. It is a foundational text that attempts to classify vampirism as an arcano-biological condition rather than a curse. Valoran conducted ethically questionable studies describing vampiric physiology, regeneration, and the predatory instinct, he names the Crimson Hunger. He claims that vampires possess a second heart, a metaphysical organ that stirs only when the blue sun rises. That, to you, Lorna, and everything you've learned, is nonsense.
So this is like old medical text talking about like the four humors of the body.
Yes, exactly. It seems
So
like
it's just okay. So she'll just push that one away, just like nonsense.
Yeah.
Dude did his best for his time.
Yeah. It's like early silence. Everything is confusing. No one knows really what anatomy is now that they have to learn it. It's just a mess. The next one, The Five Sorrows of Lentasuus, was written by Lady Serene Lentasuus. This is still during the silence, but written much later. It is a beautifully written, but deeply unsettling book that presents vampirism as a slow, emotional death.
Oh.
The Five Sorrows are framed as stages of the vampiric condition. One, the first stage, being thirst. The powerful thirst. The undying, unending, unsolvable thirst. The unquenchable nature of it only being sated by performing the most unethical actions one can do. The second sorrow being memory decay. As vampires live so long, it is inevitable that they forget. And unfortunately, what they forget is not up to them. This eventually leads to the third sorrow, the loneliness of the undying. The oldest vampires are seen as unendingly and irrevocably lonely. That no one and nothing can survive as long as them, and they inevitably are driven to madness by their loneliness. There is a mention in this book of not one of the times of the Venatori or even of Nyx, but of a vampire that the book claims was long alive during the isolation. And by the time the book was written, the vampire is claimed to be tens of thousands of years old. This vampire, the book names as Regulus. But there's no mention of him anywhere else.
And probably not Carcerix.
No, probably not.
She was like, that's probably not him.
Probably not. The Five Sorrows of Lentasuus states that Regulus ended his own life because he could not stand the loneliness any further.
Those goddamn sorrows.
Yep. The fourth sorrow, hunger. The hunger not of the stomach or for blood, but of the soul. The dead soul that is bound to the body of the vampire. It is painful in its existence, bound to the corpse of the vampire. The hunger for life, of purpose, of something else beyond just endlessly feeding and being a drain. And then the fifth sorrow is the final quietus. There are notes here that seems to state most scholars believe the author was a vampire documenting her own deterioration. The ending is ambiguous, as one chapter is missing entirely. The final quietus being that fifth sorrow, there is no information about it.
Yeah, no, she's dead. That's sad. Lorna gets sad reading this.
Yeah.
She just pushes that book away and says, well, that was a bummer.
What was it about?
How terrible it is to be a vampire, and how inevitably lonely and suicidal you get.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Yes. So, I mean, potentially we could wait for him to one-off himself, but that's not really constructive for our purposes.
Well, how long does it say it usually takes?
Hundreds of years.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really feasible. And Skolna shakes her head.
No.
If I may ask, who do you intend to end?
She will look at Skolna because it's a sensitive name. She doesn't want to say it unless Skolna has given her blessing.
Skolna shakes her head if you look at Skolna.
Well, I feel like we have the information on that person in particular.
But what about the Book of Nod?
Do you have the Book of Nod? She'll look at
Hushen turns, and you see it's like there are countless tomes of religious texts here. There are thousands of them. And he withdraws from a shelf a black tome with brass fittings around it and a single tooth in the center of the cover. And that book sets heavily down on the table in front of you.
Well, we know what condition we have to be in to be able to read this.
You're not going to look.
I'm going to try to look through Requiem's eyes because he is undead. And I don't really know what it'll do to you if you're not undead, so she'll take the Jack o' Blades mask out of her bag and put it on.
Okay.
Just in case. Just in case. She'll look meaningfully at Tier, who has the resurrection, like the diamond, the 300-piece diamond.
All right. Yep.
I don't know if it's instantaneous or not. Let's just go for it.
So what do you do?
She will ask Requiem to sit at the table. Can you turn into something with hands, buddy? Like a monkey. Like a capuchin monkey.
I can try.
I'm sure we can pull up a reference guide if you need to see what they look like.
He becomes an approximation of something kind of shaped like a chimpanzee. What actually becomes is it's a really creepy, like, shadow person that's like 3 feet tall.
Oh.
With like a really tall head. It's
Even
not...
Lorna is a little unsettled.
It like turns and looks at you with pure white eyes and no face, and you hear in your mind, will this suffice?
That's perfect.
Everyone else is like, ew, like looking at this thing. With its too long of arms, it like approaches the book. And you're gonna look through his eyes.
So Lorna is going to sit at the table with him, like next to him. She is going to use his eyesight, but she will have a piece of parchment on the table in front of her with a pen so she can write what she sees.
Okay, so this is an important question. Are you looking through Requiem's eyes with your own vision, or are you looking through what he sees?
She's looking at what he sees because he's the undead one. So if
He
it's her
is
vision,
undead.
it's not going to work.
Okay.
If it's her vision, it's going to hurt and or kill her.
What you see looking through the eyes of Akirka Grimm is nothing like what you expected. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what you expected,
He's
but
going to be seeing, like, he sees souls and stuff, so...
yeah, he does.
Crazy.
He sees countless spirits filing up and down inside the Arcanium, putting books on shelves, pulling others off of them, opening them, moving about, like documenting where they are. They're just thousands of these spirits and souls that are here. And they look humanoid in shape. But you notice you can't see their face. You can't really see details. It's almost like everything or all these souls are like these white highlights that glow from a black and white grayscale environment. Everything is grayscale. There is no color through Requiem's eyes. And as he looks down at the Book of Nod, you see that this black book with the single fang on the cover You see the shape of the book, but you don't see the fang that you know to be on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to open the book, and the book opens. Doesn't stop him. And there are white pages. Requiem does not see writing on the pages.
Okay. All right.
It's like he's looking at the shape of a book, but because it's not living or dead, it does not register to his sight.
Uh-huh.
The only thing you look through Requiem's eyes at Norre, who's just to the left of him. Norre is in color. Norre is vibrant and glowing and has almost like a radiant yellow aura around her. But then you look back at the book and it's just blank.
All right, raw dogging it. She's going to use her own vision through him.
Okay. You switch, looking through Requiem's eyes, but using your sight. And immediately, you're looking at the first page in the Book of Nod. There is writing there. Mm-hmm. Roll me an intelligence save.
Okay. Intelligence is +9. 15.
That's your intelligence save?
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
+9 is 15. I can Vicar Boon this. Should I Vicar Boon this?
I think it's too late.
Hey.
I think you are befuddled. Immediately, your intelligence becomes a 1. You are suddenly turned into a vegetable. You are not killed, but you are now no longer aware of complex thoughts. You are kind of babbling, and drool comes out of your mouth.
I think her just kind of lolls back on the chair.
For the moment, we are going to transfer your player's perspective to Skolna.
Hey, my favorite purple girl.
Skolna sees Lorna suddenly, just collapse on the chair, head lolling underneath the mask. What happened? And Tier, he gently lifts up the mask and looks at Lorna's face. Oh shit. Well, she's been made a dum-dum. He looks at her eyes, he tilts her eye back, and you hear Lorna's just oh no. The book is feeble-minded. That's not good.
No.
What was the last? She said, we're raw dogging it, and then that happened? Well, you're in control of Skolna, and you see Hushen, who is looking down at Lorna.
Amused.
You do see the corners of his eyes are a little narrowed, as if he's trying to hold back a smile.
Would Lorna, would Skolna be able to extrapolate that maybe a restoration might be able to remove this condition?
A greater restoration could.
So I think she would maybe pitch that to Norre if she has it, or Burke.
Hold on. Norre does not have greater restoration.
Burke
is... I don't think Burke is high enough
level. He's not high enough level.
Let me check. No, he's not. He does not have greater restoration.
Okay, well then maybe Skolna would pitch, I think we need a temple.
Yep, I think you're right. Well, hang on. Lilith, you're all holy now, right? And Lilith looks at Anscombe and she says, that is way beyond me. We need to find a temple. Hey, Fox, is there a temple that will restore her? We can pay for it. And in everyone's minds, Hushen says, my name is Hushen. And yes, there are many temples in Augur City. Your best bet is the Temple of Ana or Melisandre. Please keep that vegetable from drooling on my books. Anscombe looks a little indignant, but Tyr says, all right, no problem. Yep. Come on, Lorna. Rose. Thank you for your time, Hushen. He, looks at Lilith as he says it. We don't mean to encroach any further. We'll just get out of your hair. And Hushen, looks at you all leaving. You have only been here for 35 minutes. I consider this a record time, considering your previous visits.
A very beneficial 35 minutes.
Tyr says, well, there was extenuating circumstances this time. We knew there was dangers, and Lorna looked at the book anyway, so, it is what it is. I'm sure we'll be back in the near future once, we get her brain back in her head. Good day. Tyr.
God, I hope they get jumped by an assassin outside the Arcanium again.
Well.
And Lorna's just a drooling mess.
Tyr and Lilith, carry you. Anscombe, leads the way out the doors. And you are... I need to know, as all these changing colors and, this giant fox devil, Intelligence 1 Lorna, how's she reacting to this?
So, she might not be intelligent anymore, but I think Lorna, as the person that she is, has an innate curiosity about her. So I think she doesn't have the capacity to understand, but I think that she would be just you know how if you have an unattended 2-year-old, they're just gonna run into traffic, because they just want to pretty colors. There's a butterfly, an interesting sound is happening. So I think that she would just be enthralled with every new experience that she's perceiving, and it's all new because she has the intelligence of a gerbil.
That's fair. So as you curiously look around, just wide
eye, colors. There's a music somewhere. She's just oh.
Behind you, Nori's she looks so peaceful. As you step out into the plaza, carried slightly, you hear a voice come from your right, and it says, Lorna Halloweth and the Nightingales. Jesus. And a city guard is, well, a number of city guards, actually. You see that there is 5 of them.
Excuse you, Echo.
One wearing shining full plate armor. What the heck? Hold on a minute. That's not the right art at all. Hold on a minute. Why did that happen? Okay. Hold on. Let me fix that before we have this reveal.
Reveal?
Yeah. Echo,
I'm stupid.
You are stupid right now.
I was kidding when I said something was going to happen outside the Arcanium.
Yeah, that's okay.
No.
Okay. Hold on a minute. So yeah, this guard.
Well, he's handsome.
Yeah. He's a good-looking guy. Let me zoom in a little bit so that the camera can see him. He stands before you, and he says, "You are all wanted for questioning regarding the murder of Martin Solus."
What? We did that job perfectly, Echo. This is Lorna.
If you could, monologue. Yeah, I'm sure it is. If you could please follow me to the watch house for questioning. And I'm sure we won't have any trouble. Now, will we? And Tyr and Lilith are holding up Lorna, who's just, yeah. Tyr says, "Okay, this is awkward. So, look, she's in no state to answer questions right now.
at all. She's been feeble-minded because she looked at a book that she shouldn't have. We're trying to get to the temple to get her restored.
And the city guard, looks at Lorna. I will summon a cleric to the watch house. Right now, I need to detain all of you. We have many questions to ask and not much time.
We did that job perfectly, Echo.
Not perfectly.
Perfectly.
There was
Norre outed us.
there. Yeah.
That was Norre, not me.
So I need to know, with Lorna as a vegetable and these 6 guardsmen accosting
Question.
you, yeah.
Would Skolna be caught with the rest of them?
Skolna was Skolna leaves the door and these guards are right there. There's not really.
They're way down. Sorry. What was the question?
The question is, do you resist? Do you run? Do you flee?
Lorna's in no state to make any decisions.
Skolna. Okay, so
from Skolna's perspective, are these people legit, or are they using the guards' position as a front to get them to a secondary location?
roll me an investigation for
guards?
roll me an investigation for Skolna, which is a d20 plus 14.
D20 plus 14. That's crazy.
She's a woman with a very specific set of skills.
25.
You rolled an 11? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. They're real guardsmen. These are real Augur City Watch.
Does she have a smoke bomb on her?
She does. However, I'm going to say, and if this was at the beginning of the campaign, early Skolna absolutely would have bailed, would just be gone. But Skolna,
the whole party. I'm not saying she'd leave everyone.
The smoke bomb cannot cover the whole party. Oh, the smoke bomb is like a 5-foot radius. She can use it to hide herself, but you're gonna leave Anscombe and Lilith out the side of the smoke bomb, and Lilith is holding up vegetable Lorna. So
yeah. Well, then there's no option, is there?
Of course there is. You just need to decide.
They're gonna go.
Okay. So the party allows themselves to be detained by the City Watch.
Motherfucker. Norre.
What about Norre? Okay. Maybe, don't blame Norre for everything, but you can blame her for this. Hold on.
Yeah, I knew it.
Okay, so
we're gonna kill a guy dies the next day. God damn it. It was mostly perfect plan.
It almost went without a hitch. Okay. There was a hitch, though. So you are led to the outskirts, right outside the city walls, into the city watch house. And you are a vegetable, so let's go ahead and...
Yep.
I'm looking for some signifier here.
I feel like Skolna would be able to communicate, or at least try to communicate, that nobody says anything until Lorna's conscious again.
Yeah, Skolna would absolutely pass that on.
We don't talk to cops without a lawyer. You don't talk to cops.
So your group is all moved into this large waiting cell that has these broad benches that line it. A large wash basin in the far corner. And as each of you are let in there, once you're in, this individual who's been speaking to you says, "I'm Sergeant Elias Torin."
Oh,
or
no.
Sergeant Edie.
No. He's such a good guy. Fuck.
When Miss Lorna Halloweth is restored, which I have a cleric who's on the way now, I'm going to ask you some questions. I have a witness.
Fucker.
He, looks around the cell and he says, lastly, the cell can hear you.
We're being recorded.
Basically, yeah. I understand that you and your group are Merigard mercenaries. I have reached out to the Merigard, and there was no sanctioned assassination or murder for one Martin Solus. So sit tight. And he just looks at the guards on the outside of the cell, and he just says, get me when she's cured. And he leaves the room.
Motherfucker.
Tier looks at Lorna as a vegetable you're just looking at the walls, your hands are exploring the
feeling
cold
them.
stone. Well, shit. And that is where we will call.
No, Echo. I know this guy isn't bribable. He's an Azamar of Vion.
As we come to the end of the session.
What if I say my daddy made me do it?
You might be
We're
doing
on
time, darling. You might have to do some time.
Nah, we're figuring it out.
As we come to the end of the session, I want to thank you for playing with me. I hope you had a good time. To those of you who are at
How long
home,
have you been sitting on this?
it's a while until you went back to Augur City.
Damn it.
For those of you who are at home or at work watching, hi Pen, hi Emily, hi
The one
Sleepy, hi
guy.
Class, hi everybody else. We love you all.
Suddenly it's a crime.
And I'll see you all next time. I wish you a good night.